Hello everybody, I am the Solar Gamer, and welcome back to a brand new series in Europa Universalis 4 as the Mamluks into Egypt. Now, before we begin here, I just want to say I did try the Mamluks once before, and that series didn't finish. This time, I plan on turning the Mamluks into Egypt, which isn't normally a strategy you'd go for as the Mamluks itself. You try to go for Arabia. Forming Arabia is much easier in this region, but I think, considering this pretty much looks like Egypt, you know, ancient Egypt, I want to actually form Egypt and then conquer the whole of Africa, pretty much. So this game will focus on, obviously myself trying to defend from the Ottomans in the very beginning, but then after that, going ahead, forming Egypt, which takes some time, and then conquering all of Africa. Now, I might not get all of Africa in this series because, well, I'm not the best player. So if you're looking for a pro, I'd suggest a Roomba or someone else that is good. I'm not really sure exactly right now. I can only think of a Roomba. But anyway, so for the options, we're going to use normal difficulty. Lucky Nations, none. I hate Lucky Nations. I want it to be a very ahistorical game. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, no. Sure. Great. So anyway, without further ado, here we go as the Mamluks into Egypt. Alright, and here we go. So, first things first, I kind of want to establish the border with the Ottomans. Now, I will focus on trying to vassalize as much as I can early on, because the Mamluks actually start basically with 4 directions of expansion. We have the west out here with basically North African tribes, and then we have Tunis, Morocco, and Algeria. So, I could try to grab these small nations in here, which is definitely possible. Fezzan already probably wants vassalization. In fact, they do. So that'll be our first target, I suppose. So I guess what we can do is improve relations. Okay. We also have Arabia, which is another direction of expansion, which we already start off with Hejaz. So expanding from here is much easier, considering I could just go in here and then tell him to claim lands. I'm not going to do that right now, though, because I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want to make enemies this early on. I already have enough, right? Our rivals are the Ottomans, Lithuania, for some strange reason, and Karakoinlu. So we have these 2 powerhouses up here, and then I guess Lithuania just kind of tacked onto that, which isn't going to be a threat because Poland, hopefully, will choose to unite them under the Commonwealth, but I guess we'll deal with them rivaling us in the beginning. It's going to be fine. And then we have South, right? So South is going to be all of the sub-Saharan countries, which should be kind of easy to kind of conquer. Ethiopia, not so much, but at least we can conquer up to that point. And then we have North, so Northeast and Northwest. In the start, we have all these countries in here to deal with, and we can actually probably vassalize one of them. In fact, we can vassalize Ramazan, and then expand from there and actually make a nice big march, so that we don't have a proper border with the Ottomans. It's just our march that's kind of handling the border conflict. Karakoinlu is going to be a little bit different story, but usually they get killed between the Timurids and the Ottomans, so hopefully we don't have to worry about them. What else? Am I missing anything? I don't think so. So we can actually go in here and take a look at who wants to be our ally. Looks like a lot of goddamn people. We are at the epicenter of basically Europe. I mean, it's a little south of Europe, obviously, but we control the trade into the Mediterranean. We also basically control the Middle East at this point. We are the largest power in the Middle East, you know, besides the Ottomans and Karakoinlu. So we have a lot of say. Who wants to be our vassal? Let's take a look at that. So Fezzan, Ramazan, and Shamar. I suppose we could do all 3. Yeah, let's say improve relations with Ramazan as well. And I suppose Shamar. It doesn't hurt, really. I don't think we're going to be having allies this early on. They're going to be small nations anyway, so it's really not going to matter. So we'll stick to the vassals. Okay, so as for rivals, I don't want to really piss off the Ottomans. But at the same time, doing this allows me to be friends with a hell of a lot more people. Because now we have enemy of enemy with Austria and Byzantium, which, I mean, Byzantium's not going to be in a really great state to help us, but it's something, you know? And I guess Lithuania, although I don't really want to piss off Poland. Yeah, I guess we can, for now. It'll go away soon, though. And then Karakoinlu. I'm surprised the Timurids actually don't hate us, because historically we're a rival. We might be able to ally ourselves with Timurids a little bit later. I'm not sure if historical rival actually goes away. I've never actually seen that happen, but we'll explore that later on. We can adopt the title of Khalifa. We'll probably definitely do that. Yeah, yearly prestige plus 0.50. That definitely helps. Right now it's 0.33. And gain 10 piety. So yeah, we have a religious system of Sunni. So if we increase our piety, we gain missionary strength, morale of armies, and fort defense. Whereas if we lose our piety, we still gain stuff, but we gain national tax, national manpower, and we lower our tech cost, which is actually pretty interesting dynamic here. So if we want to do really well in wars, we want to go full piety. But if we want to do well economically, we have to drop it, which is very, very interesting. Early on, we're going to be doing full-on piety because we want to make sure that our morale of armies is strong. And missionary strength. We're going to be converting, at least in the very beginning here, we're going to be converting the Sidon area. And hopefully the Coptics. Okay, in fact, we can actually, yeah, 40 months to convert Seda, which is Sidon. We'll do that. National mission. Improve relations with Fezzen. That's going to happen no matter what, so yeah, we might as well take that. Diplomatic reputation plus 1, once that's completed. Perfect. Forming Egypt. Administrative technology at least 20, and this is why nobody goes for Egypt, because it's a haul, right? It takes a hell of a long time to get there, and it doesn't really give you much, I guess. Although, to be fair, Arabia doesn't either. So you're still getting increased centralization, which is the modifier that gives you +1 national unrest, but minus autonomy. At least in Egypt, we get a different government. So we're losing the Iqta, or the Sultanate, essentially, and we're going to a monarchy kind of form, which is basically the same. It's just not religious-based, I guess. I mean, you do get a lot of claims with Arabia, but honestly, I really think Egypt is probably the better choice. It's just locked behind that 20 cap for administrative tech, which is kind of annoying, but regardless, yeah, I think we're almost good to go here. As for our military, we can increase it another 10. What do we have for composition? We have 10 infantry, 4 cav, that's perfect, in the beginning. 4 cav is pretty much the basic minimum. We're making 5.86 ducats a turn. We could probably give 1 more cav to you. And then increase by 5 infantry. And I guess the same thing. I will drop off 1 infantry, though. And that should be good. Okay, as for boats, we can get another 3. So we have 3 barks. So 3 light ships, which will allow us to trade in Alexandria. I'm going to get 3 more, actually. Yeah, 3 more. Hopefully that didn't go over here. Perfect. Okay, yeah, so 3 more for that. We'll send that trading to Alexandria. In fact, I will rename this to Alexandria Trade, just to get organized. And then in our main fleet, we have 7 galleys and 12 transports, which will be perfect. Okay, I think I'm going to let time go now. I think we're kind of setting things in motion. I'm not sure we can control much else right now. We have no diplomats. We sent out our conversions, our missionaries, rather. So, yeah, let's see what happens. So the Ottomans just downright hate us off the bat. That's fine. That's expected. Karakoinlu as well. I'm just looking at their missions right now because I don't think... if the Ottomans get conquer the Levant, we're kind of screwed. The hope is that the Ottomans focus on Greece, Byzantium, and then Eastern Anatolia before I have to deal with them myself. But by that point, I should hopefully have a large enough force to take them on, or at least defend with my vassals and all that. I mean, it's going to be very risky early on. But once we get past this point and can actually rival the Ottomans, we're going to be much, much stronger. So Fezzan, yes, I will ally you. And, okay. So, Najd, no. Karaman, no. Yeah, no, I'm only going to accept people that want to be my vassal right now. Sorry. So we are also guaranteeing Cyprus. If we didn't guarantee Cyprus, then Venice would come in and take them. Because Venice just wants them, right? If we take a look... Come on. If we take a look... Come on. My mouse isn't really working. Yeah, their mission is Conquer Cyprus, which is usually one of their first missions anyway. So we have to guarantee Cyprus for a while. But the great thing about Cyprus is that we do get an event later on that actually allows us to vassalize Cyprus if we do the certain options. So it's good to keep them in our relations list for the time being. Fezzan, yes, royal marriage, which does complete the mission, which gives us 1 reputation, which is nice. Our manpower reserves need to recover. Yes, we did drop a lot, kind of building off the rest of our military. Timurid's opinion of 100. We could definitely try that. I mean, it's better than waiting for our manpower, because that's going to be quite a while. Yeah, we'll do it. So, Fezzan... Well, no, I still want to... Yeah, just continue. Continue doing what you're doing. I don't want to change anything right now. Ramazan still wants to be vassalized, so does Shamar. Perfect. And the plan with this is that after we vassalize Ramazan, we instantly go to war with anybody that has a claim on. Hopefully, they get claims. Because I really want to expand them so that they can at least have a strong economy to build forts and all that in this region. Because it's going to be a very hotly contested area if we don't get this locked down. Alright, so basically in the beginning, it's just kind of slow, a slow haul at this point because we're building up our military, we're building up our navy, we're building up basically our vassals, so it's going to take a little bit before we actually get some action, but it will be coming soon. Once we vassalize the 3 people that I have in this list, we'll go to war to expand them, which will be pretty quick, I hope. Set this guy to sit over here, and this army can sit... probably down here. We can probably fabricate a claim on either Makuria, Beja, or Beja. I'm not entirely sure exactly how you pronounce that. So, our king died. Wonderful. Oh no, he died without an heir. Oh, shit. That's not good because we just lost all of our goddamn legitimacy. You couldn't have survived, like, a little bit longer where we could get you a wife and you can have children and... Son of a bitch. Well, at least there's a 332. I'm not sure what our other sultan was, but yeah, 332. Perfect. Alright, we'll get this royal marriage. We will adopt the denouncement of the sects, I guess, and establish the Sheikh-ul-Islam office. I'm going to be pronouncing things completely wrong this series. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't mean to, but if I'm pronouncing something wrong, I mean... I am not very educated in Islamic pronunciations, or Arabic, I should say. So if you have a correct pronunciation that you want to teach me, please let me know, because I'm all for learning. So with that said and done, we're going to go back in here and probably mispronounce something else. But first and foremost, we do want to get the stability back up, because... Well, I don't want to piss anybody off. The rebels are already starting to rise. Catholic zealots and Bejan separatists. Our sultan is a fierce negotiator, so mercenary maintenance is minus 25%. So if we ever get into a conflict with the Ottomans and need mercenaries, they're going to be a little bit cheaper, which is pretty nice. I mean, that's just for the leader itself, so once he dies, it goes away, but technically, we need that. I would have preferred something else, but, you know, whatever. Poland did unite Lithuania under them, which is perfect. So now we can choose a new rival slot, which is probably going to be Venice. Although I don't want to get on their bad side yet. Who hates them? Burgundy, Aragon, and Savoy. Well, oh, Genoa is allied with Venice? What kind of unholy alliance is that? That is disgusting. Okay, that is just disgusting. The 2 merchant republics of the Mediterranean are uniting. Oh, that's not good. Alright. Either way... I think I do want to rival them, though, because Aragon would be a good ally to have. Yeah, okay. We're going to try that. Now, they might get, you know, they might get pushed underneath Castile, even though they're at war, actually. The Aragonese subjugation of Navarra. And they're allied with Castile. Damn! Alright, so early conflicts with them. That means that France is at war? Yes. No. I'm sorry, no. But even still, Aragon this early on is actually pretty comparable in military to Castile because of Naples. So, we'll see what happens there. What's it going to do? Right, rival Venice. The problem with this game, as you'll find out, is that I always pause for a very long time, and I don't mean to, but I feel like if I unpause, I'm going to miss something, so I want to get everything out before that. Okay, we gained a humiliate rival casus belli on Venice, which isn't that big of a deal right now. The Ottomans grew. I don't know. Oh, they took over Albania. Okie dokie. So, they want to conquer Serbia. Perfect. Stay over there. Piss off the Europeans, not me. The surrender of Maine! Did it work? Ah, shit. Looks like England actually ceded Maine to France instead of going to war. That's actually really annoying because this early conflict actually helps balance the powers over here early on. I guess not. Here we go. We'll boost our stability. We will... we're still waiting on one more light ship. Then we'll send it out. I could send it out now. In fact, yeah, send it out. So protect trade in Alexandria, please. And go home at war, because I don't trust you to take on any navy over here. Haha, we have an heir. So it's going to be 541, which isn't too great. The military should be a little bit up. But the 5 admin and 4 diplo is actually pretty damn nice. Ahmad, Ali, Sheikh al-Mahmoudi. God, that just really went from the shortest name possible to, like, really long and unpronounceable. Abu Bakr. Ahmad. I guess, Tuman Bey. Oh, God. I don't even know why I'm cycling through these. I'm obviously pronouncing them completely wrong. Come on. Something that looks interesting. Mohammed. There we go. Perfect. I can pronounce that one. So, Medjugorje is declaring war on Beja. Good. Get rid of this country so I don't have to say it anymore. Because I feel like I keep saying it incorrectly. Which also means that I can take one of these guys out very soon. I just don't know. I don't know what I want to do right now. Because I could fabricate a claim down here. After we vassalize Fezzan, I'm definitely going to fabricate a claim on, like, Makuria or something. Something easy down here. Let's settle the dispute. None of these are really desirable. Although we could do... No, I want all the manpower. Yeah, just settle it. We are losing money at a steady pace now. 0.84 ducats a month. I think we'll be okay, though. We could also turn off one of these forts. We don't need this one. And we don't need... Well, we do need this one. I want all 3 of these on. We do need the capital one because that's important. I guess we'll just drop it by 0.50. Yeah, that'll be fine. Much slower, anyway. So, feudalism has been adopted in Hejaz. Oh, that's right. So, institutions over here is a little bit... Yeah, so it's a little bit behind. So, our vassal just got feudalism. Fezzan doesn't even have it. Oh my god, this is going to be disastrous. I haven't played the Mamluks since institutions were added to the game. So, hopefully our vassals can keep up. Because if they can't, then we're kind of screwed. Hopefully I can keep up, actually, now that I think about it, because North Africa is actually really difficult to spread religion, or spread institutions down to. So, I think the... Oh, God, this is going to make me have to strategize a little bit differently. To get the most out of my institutions, I either need to go north through the Ottomans, or west through North Africa. And, you know, be buddy-buddy with Castile. Not buddy-buddy, but at least have a province neighboring it. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Especially colonialism, where it's probably going to spawn somewhere on the coast over here. That's kind of annoying. Alright, so it looks like... Ah, damn it, they kept him alive. Great, so they did expand. Just... Yeah, they're just dividing the powers down there, making it easier for me to come in and take them all out. Popular religion. We can either increase our missionary strength or tolerance of the true faith and give us 15 loyalty to the Ulema. Which I think I'm going to take. Yeah. And then we're going to go in here and actually demand administrative support, taking all that loyalty back away, and gaining some admin. So the Ottomans declared war on Dulkadur. Shit! That's not at all what I wanted. Oh, that's going to give me a border with them. Son of a bitch. That's actually really goddamn annoying. God damn it, why can't you just conquer Serbia? Stay over there. Shit. Alright, let's send this guy out here. Well, it's not the end of the world, but it does make them a little bit stronger because they will fully annex them and have a direct border with me. Which means that they'll get the mission to conquer the Levant in the next cycle. So, that's gonna just suck. So much. But if I can take out Karaman and probably Akkoyanlu, we should be okay for a little while. We can almost vassalize Fezzan. Fezzan. I'm not entirely sure again how to pronounce that, but it's similar enough. So now we're making negative 0.00 ducats a month, which is a little interesting. Now we're making positive 0 ducats a month. What? Okay. Shamar is fully developed. Oh, yeah, we can ally them now and do all that. But first and foremost, come back from Fezzan. We're going to go ahead and vassalize them. We're also going to go ahead and ally ourselves with Shamar. Everything's kicking off right now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and ally ourselves with Ramazan. Perfect. Come back down to Shamar and get a royal marriage when we can. The 19th. Actually, they're going to give it to me. Okay, and now we just vassalize them on the 19th. Perfect. And then Ramazan on the 27th. Here we go. Fully annexed Dulkadur, which is totally okay. Well, it's not, but I'm going to say it's okay for now. We're going to go ahead and build a trade network in Karaman. I was hoping that Ramazan would have a claim, but I guess not. Actually, we didn't vassalize them. Do they have a claim? They do not. Okay, well, that sucks. Did you have a claim on anything yet? Cyprus? Alright, you went in the wrong direction, though. Akkoyanlu, I will... come back from... come back from Ramazan. I'm going to be doing quite a bit right now. So... Oh, you son of a... Tunis! Come on! Threaten war. Shit. At least they haven't allied themselves with the Ottomans yet. Once they do that, it's impossible to go west. West. I got confused for a second there. Yeah, once they ally the Ottomans, it's impossible to go west for a long time. So, considering they haven't yet, we might be able to conquer them early. Hopefully. I will fabricate a claim on Makuria, though. I will also build up a relation with the Timurids. Najd. We have a claim of conquest. So actually, before we build Makuria's thing, we'll declare war on Najd, which will bring in Hormuz and Yemen. Perfect. We can expand Hejaz as well. Hormuz is going to be a kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but we won't have to worry about that. So yeah, conquer this. All right. As for Ramazan, we are building that claim, so we'll do that almost immediately after we get it, because this truce will run out and they will declare war. The same thing with Akkoyanlu, but the truce is already done, so hopefully we conquer them soon, I guess. Right. I'm kind of going a mile a minute right now, but that's because the end of the episode is quickly approaching. In fact, it's here. So anyway, in the next episode, we're going to declare war on Karaman, as well as finish up the war with Najd and Yemen, basically conquering them, feeding them to Shamar and Hejaz. We're probably going to go to war against Makuria. There's going to be a lot of conquest next episode. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and definitely stay tuned for more.